the background. Real.
This is the best.
That's what I do when I play the harmonica.
I think they were holding the synthesizer like a guitar. That one that was like.
Why is this the song?
It's just like the instrumentation is so good.
I don't like it. What? Damn it.
I mean,
play the whole song.
I will tell you, that was not that album, the one before. That was my first concert that I ever went to was In Excess. Official first concert. I mean, I went to like some family stuff, but
oh yeah,
like pop music, kind of like with my friends. In Excess Kick Tour in Philadelphia at the Spectrum. It was awesome.
My first show was Belle Biv DeVoe, New Edition, and I'll Be Sure.
Okay. I love I'll Be Sure.
Yeah. I mean,
so talented. I know everybody just knows Night and Day, which is a great song, but
great song.
So talented.
Like, yeah, absolutely. That was my first concert. And my kid's first concert was Rush. I went out of town. We left our friend with our, like, can you watch the kids? He's like, sure. He took, like, they were all, I think, 6 years old.
And he took them to Rush?
To Rush. Like, car seats in the back in the minivan. Went to the Rush concert. And Clay loves saying their first concert was Rush and their second concert was Hannah Montana.
Like, I mean, that sounds about right.
We had to recalibrate.
I took the whole family. Now, Olivia was just talking about this. I got to remember this right. I took the whole family to Demi Lovato, and David Archuleta was opening for the concert, and so it was those two. And then the girls I took to Selena Gomez and the Scene when she was touring with them, and oh gosh, she just told me who was open for them. All Star Weekend and Christina Grimmie, who was was killed. She was the first opener for that. Yeah.
Wow.
I know.
Listen, I will tell you one thing that's before you came on, Jamie and I were talking about School of Rock. My kids were in School of Rock, Portland. And one of the things that they do is they take you and you perform on stage at a venue, like in a bar during the day with the lights and the stuff and everything. So you get the full experience. And I just flash forward to today, like I was like looking at Clay when they were on stage and I was like, this looks terrifying. And they were like, I just love it. I just love it. And I'm like, I want to throw up and vomit. Like the thought.
How is it going?
Talent. It's going good. Their music video just dropped. They have a new song.
What?
I know. Yeah. And then yesterday they called me on their way. They were
singing or what? Just a oh my god!
Because they started doing more like they did like DJ and then started making more electronic music, and they're like electronic pop. That's what electronic pop. So
what does that mean? Like Erasure?
It sounds like the electronic kind of EDM music, but then it's like an actual song.
Tell Clay to redo You Spin Me Round.
Okay.
Redo it.
Okay. That and
Right Round, baby.
Raspberry.
Like a record, baby. Don't ever talk about Raspberry Beret. I bought my best friend. My gosh. I bought my best friend for his birthday when we were in high school, freshman year, sophomore year, something like that. The vinyl album of Prince, that one, and hid it in his locker. And so when he opened it, he was like losing his mind on vinyl. And all I can think of now is I should have bought one for myself too.
Yeah. Yeah,
I want that on vinyl.
Yeah, yes.
Right?
Yes, absolutely.
And those of you watching, first of all, good morning to our millions of fans. If you don't know what Raspberry Beret is,
I mean,
I didn't even have to say Prince, I would hope. But if you don't know, it's a Prince song. Find your center. Come on. You were talking to Jamie and I was having a conversation with Jack about in part a little bit about AI because of the job market. We were looking at some things regarding the job market and some of the conversations that he's having with some potential clients, and just this idea of here we go, right? There are no jobs because AI is taking up. No, that's actually isn't true. A little bit, maybe for some roles, but not everything.
They're finding out the real cost of that. A lot of people are trying to rein it back.
How about them tokens?
Fuck. Like
how about them as somebody who was building, how about them tokens?
The funniest thing that I saw a short, and the guy goes, like, us with AI in 2023, and it was like, teach me, I need to write a report about water, and it was like, here's your report about water, and he's like, oh my god, this is so fascinating, this is great, this is brilliant. And then the next scene, it was like now in 2026, and it was like, that's not what I meant. And he was like saying something, he just kept slapping the AI in the face. Say it again. Right. You can't do it. You can't fix it. You know why? Because you're not human. Say it. I'm not human. It's like, say it again. And he's like yelling at it. And he was like, I'll throw this keyboard at you. No, do it again. You sound like
Sam Kinison. Do you remember Sam Kinison? Say it. Say it.
It's so true, right? Like, we are so like, oh, this isn't good enough. When we couldn't even do this. It's changed so fast.
So, yes.
And there are some things that, but now.
And 20 tokens a report. 20 tokens a report.
Listen, you better get it right.
20 tokens a report.
You can get to the end, and then it's like, and it's tricking you into staying longer, making you feel like you're doing something productive. And then I've like literally not lost friends, but lost friends. Like,
rookie numbers,
right?
I knew that's what Jamie was going to say.
Like, yeah, they're all, yeah, because it's like 20,000 for like half a report.
I mean, it's unbelievable to me that this is the Baldinoism, right? That the AI currency has become Greece 2.
Right.
If you don't know Grease 2, first of all, shame on you. It's Michelle Pfeiffer, absolutely gorgeous. Michelle Pfeiffer. Yeah, singing. You got to watch it if you don't know it. But Maxwell Caulfield in that is, you know, he's the Sandy. They did the male version basically of Sandy. Anyway, he's smart and he's writing papers for the T-Birds. You remember he's writing papers and they call him Shakespeare. Hey, Shakespeare. And so my man buys a motorcycle because he's trading tokens for his papers. And they meet him under the bleachers and stuff. Yeah.
He's a COOLRITER.
As she gets on top of that ladder,
best
in her tight pants.
The best.
Yes, movie. I watched it over and over again, praying that God would have me meet Michelle Pfeiffer.
Why is it like Grease 2 again? I just started getting all thinking about the movie. It's like, it's really good
because now they got a little taste of Shakespeare at the beginning when he helped them, and then they were like for free, and then they were like, oh, we need more help, and my man is like, I got to buy a motorcycle, you know, $5 a paper. This is what, you know, and he writes a paper for Louis Demucci, and Demucci gives him, you know, under the bleachers or whatever it is with Goose and all these people, right? Like that's what AI is now. AI is that character.
And they go, why is it taking so long? And I was like, girl, it just wrote an entire database. It did the research,
seriously.
had the data.
Seriously, I know. We're so impatient. We're so impatient. This dog, first of all, now this dog is making you pixelated again because I don't think the camera can focus in on that dog. Too much fur. Too much fur. Oh, good morning, Brett. We are glad to see you. Didn't know Raspberry Beret. I want to say that I appreciate you owning that and now getting an education today, my friend. Enjoy Prince all day today. You're so welcome.
That's right.
I'll never forget, I was with Robin. I think we were at Work Human. I don't remember when Prince passed away. It was horrible. It was a horrible day at that conference. Oh. I was distraught the entire time. Still awful day. So are you worried about being taken to court because of the way in which you have built your amazing product?
No.
Why not?
Let me tell you why. I'll tell you why. Like
you should be.
Have you seen the app? It's Grok is the AI lawyer. Have you seen it?
No.
The guy gets pulled over and he goes, hey, Grok, I'm getting pulled over. And they were like, don't say anything. And you can hear him talking. And the person goes, my client, they're like, you're not a lawyer. It's like, my client is not answering any questions. And the police officer asked the question. He was like, don't answer that. My client is not, like Grok is like fully me. So I'm not concerned about my app. I have put so many safe holds and put so many things involved in it. And I know where it comes from and all of the things. I think where I think AI is going to be really difficult for people that are putting all of these AI tools together and not knowing how they interact. Because people only know the fun part. Like they don't know how it works. As people are getting impatient and wanting different responses, you have to sacrifice for that, right? So what happens is, oh, you want it to go faster? Then let me go automatically without your insight. I could go a lot faster if you didn't have to ask me all these questions, or you didn't have to answer these questions for me. And then you say, okay.
Your dumb questions. That's really what it is.
Stupid. Yeah, big dumb. Because there was a guy, a report of a guy who said to, I think it was Claude, don't at me, but was told it that they weren't going to use it anymore. And one of them, it started writing letters about somebody, like it tried to like blackmail them, and all of these things of trying to make the person not get off.
No.
I swear. Listen, I'll find the article.
That's like Hal from 2001: A Space Odyssey.
Right. Because here it is. Claude tried to blackmail an engineer. The AI system resorted. This is from the BBC. It told it in blackmail if it was gonna not use it anymore.
It
resorted to blackmail.
You know how many companies use Claude? Like, if that's what that thing is capable of.
Now, this was from like a year ago.
Oh,
so I'm sure they.
So it's much better now. It's learned. It's behaving now.
That's right. That's right.
I promise not to blackmail you again. It had to write that 100 times, so it's better.
Right. I won't blackmail. But I don't think. I think that there's a lot more danger than people think.
Yeah. Well, so let's come at this first, because we're not the fear police. That's not why we're talking about this.
Right.
That being said, you and I both know, and many of you who are watching know, that there is more legislation that's been passed, even jurisdictionally, not just states. I mean, smaller jurisdictions, around how AI can be used, when you have to disclose that how much AI has been used in whatever it is. Like, there's more of that's there, because the worry is there's something biased happening, that there's something inequitable happening to people as a result of the usage of AI. And we're not, Jackye and I'm going to speak for you for a second. We know there's bias because it's input oriented. Like if you are a heavily biased individual on something and you're feeding all of that into your prompts, you know, whether directly or indirectly, it's going to pick up on it. So I get that, right? So we understand why there's some of this legislation, not all of it, but we understand why there's some of it. We have to be ready to address it and answer for why we used AI the way that we did. Hopefully you have an answer before you get called into court. Hopefully you have an answer.
I mean, hopefully you've read a book or something.
Hopefully.
Like right. But I think I'm more worried for people that have had long-standing relationships and the contract that they've already signed getting sued than newer people getting sued. And I'll tell you why.
Yeah.
When you start with the organization, and HR is one of the biggest perpetrators of this, you use a template that you've used for a million years.
Mm-hmm.
And you send it, just sign it. It's like an offer letter. It's 25 pages, right? It's got your benefits, when you're getting paid, you know, how to get your key, your passwords, all the stuff. They just sign it. They're just happy to get a job. Now they're like, let me slip that into AI. And it says, you know, you can only have 3 weeks. I thought it was unlimited. Oh shit. Sorry. Well, I just gave you the wrong contract. No, I want a new.
Right.
You know, like these are the things that we're going to see, or you sign something and that's not legal, or they shouldn't have put that in there, or whatever. Like you're going to have to dot your I's and cross your T's. I think people are going to do that. I think we're going to see that first.
Well, this comes back to, remember once upon a time when AI got started, we said way back, we said we were going to allow this to be a tool that we use to help us do our work more efficiently, but not do our work for us. Remember when we said that? Do you remember that?
When was that?
We remember we said that. And then somebody started saying, I need a report on water. Can you just write it for me? Nice. I need an offer letter for Jackye for this job. Would you just write it for me? And no one's reviewing.
That's right.
They're grabbing and going. And then you want to know why that there might be a problem. Well, that's why. How are you not reviewing your work before you send it out?
But here's the thing, though. The truth is, because the deeper you dig, the darker it gets. I wrote an agent to be a, you know, what do you call it? Put all the articles together so it could put it all in one place. And I was like, I need at least 3 sources of the title of whatever. I need 3 sources for every article to say that 3 different major people have said it. They can never find it. Ever since, and I knew that used to, they can never find it.
No.
So I can't publish anything. It's like, this is where it is.
No, you can't publish anything, but it doesn't keep others from publishing it anyway.
But it encourages you to make it right? So it encourages you to not use 3 sources.
Yeah. Why do you need 3? One person's good enough. I think, you know, Jimmy from Sheboygan, I heard him say this once. Right. So you're okay.
And there's so much news we're missing out on.
I apologize, Jimmy and Sheboygan. That was nothing
and
personal.
The fine folks. And James in Sheboygan. Your future. We weren't talking about your future kids. But the thing is, like, people are reliant. I think it's great. I think it's going to make people less human because they're pushing things through without caring, their lack of care. And because we don't care and we're teaching the AI not to care, that's why I'm concerned about HR tech tools.
Like, well, you know, you and I have been in rooms with these wonderful, sweet boo-boos
That's right.
who are building these AI influenced organizations for the product that they put together.
That's
Sweet right. Boo-boos. Let's
That's
make sure we say we're not evil geniuses. No. They're sweet boo-boos.
Gorgeous.
But the speed at which they can knock out the kind of development work that used to take so much longer it's so tempting to just keep pushing forward and not do the wait a minute, let's take a minute. I gotta look at what we built, test it the way that we need to, not just test it, does it work, but test it, does it hold up? It's going to be, listen, those of you who have listened to us for a while, I feel some sort of way about some things that are passed legislatively in cities more than anywhere else. New York City, bless their hearts, passing a law in 23, I think, not 24, I think it was 23. You can't use AI to make any hiring decisions, exclusive hiring decisions. They have no idea how to enforce that, what it is that they'll look at, but it's on the books. And the reason it's on the books is because they'll say you can't allow that bias of that, whatever that tool is, to be the reason someone doesn't get a job. Okay, honey, that's fine. You don't know how to enforce it. What do we do about, now I'm going to say it, everybody get ready, here come the ats. What do we do about predictive index then?
No predictive.
What do we do about that? Because for 20 years before that, companies have used that to say, oh, you didn't pass your predictive index assessment, we can't move forward with you. That was a tool that was used to say you can't move forward. If I'm a defense attorney, I'm bringing PI in to say, okay, tell me why state you're okay with this and not our tool. We're gonna bring all of these things in. We're gonna bring the Excel test in that people had to take in order to get to the next round of the job. And when they didn't pass the typing test, the Excel test, they tell me how automated, nobody looked at it. They just looked at the score and said, oh, Jackye didn't type fast enough. She's out.
Now, I want to read.
I don't know at what level, right? What level are we going here?
Well, here are some of the things that have come out based on what John is talking about. We have the California Civil Rights Department for automated decision system regulation.
Yes. Which is actually quite robustly written. I will say that for California.
But I mean, is it even accurate now? That was like 2025. I don't know if it's completely caught up. And that's for if the employer is liable for discriminatory outcomes if the vendor caused them. And that's like saying, am I responsible at 7-Eleven for selling cigarettes and somebody getting cancer if I didn't make the cigarettes, right? I think cigarettes is a good way of putting it together. The automated design making technology rules has recently come out. Then the Transparency and Frontier Artificial Intelligence Act that was effective on 2025.
The TFACTA.
Yeah. That's what we're all going to call it. I mean, there are all these things that are trying to do that's automated, but they haven't said what automated is.
That's exactly such a good point. It's exactly right.
So like, do they mean really automated? Like,
and who's determining really automated?
People in the loop is not good enough of an answer because we just talked about nobody's reading it or doing this.
If you say, well, if it's on the computer, what do we do with all those testing centers we kept sending people to go and take the Excel test, the Word test? They're on computers. What do you mean electronic? What does that mean?
But I mean, the bias though, so the biased stuff is real, and we were getting so close. I can't help because now I'm a conspiracy theorist. I'm a full conspiracy theorist.
You are 1,000% a conspiracy theorist.
Now, but it's real. That's what I always say. Is it a conspiracy if it's real? You can't convince me. How about that? That part of why the anti-woke movement is because of seeing the impact and damage. You couldn't, because you'd have to peel back the onion. We can't tell you about how many you know the impact that we have on global warming or the overall economy if we teach you about the environmental dangers from data centers. Then you won't use our AI. Like, we can't have you see that. We can't let you see how biased and bad it actually is, because then you would not use the tools that I'm going to make money off of. I mean, I'm like slowly turning into one of those socialist people. Like, because as long as we don't care about people, and if we don't care about, and all we care about is marketing and capitalism, then none of this matters.
Yay, capitalism.
That's why I'm not worried about it. Because, I mean,
as long as there's people like you, John, we'll be fine.
Yeah. As long as there's people.
I love that you said you're slowly turning into a socialist. Honey, who's telling you these things? You are on the fast train. Who is?
I didn't even know. That's the thing that's so funny. Like, as I was developing all these things, they were like, "Oh, you should belong to a union." I'm like, "What's a union?" Like, I live in Texas. Like,
I know what a union is, right? First of all, good morning, Mark. We're so glad you're here. No way. There's like 4 of us, buddy, that know who
much prettier
Agent 99 is. Jackye doesn't even know. She's too young.
Yes, I do. Yes, I do.
If you say Anne Hathaway, I'm throwing this mug at the screen.
No.
And for those of you that don't even know about Anne Hathaway, you can look that up for Get Smart. And you're welcome.
Get smart. You better get
smart. The pop culture that lives here, idiotic, useless. There's no real reason for me to know that.
Lyrics,
zero reason. None. There's no redeeming quality in it whatsoever. I'm great for. I'm like a good quickie at the bar for trivia night, and that's it.
You said a good quickie at the bar.
And the bar and the bathroom, and then we go on our way. That's it. First of all, ew.
I guess that's so gross. Don't do that. Please don't. No, there's no quickies in the bathroom. What are you, like?
Too many 12? HR stories. The amount of people that I have caught in the bathroom. Oh, God.
That is. Can we talk about that? When is that season, Jamie? When is that the topic?
I can't do it. It's just too much. This is where those of you who are very familiar with Robin Schooling, I mean, Robin and I, cigarette and a bourbon, like for hours, we could just go through each of the scenarios we had to deal with catching people doing this and that.
Listen, I always tell, there was the day I always talk about when I had learned how to slam Coronas, was at a work event. And I had to show everybody.
For sure.
I had to show
the vast majority of my drug paraphernalia knowledge did not come from the streets of Philly, but came from the workplace. It's unbelievable.
So that's really funny. I'm looking at our producer sends us notes while we're talking about it. He was like,
I didn't see what it said.
Work wives, New Jersey, real work wives. That's so funny. That's going to be my new reality.
First of all, the next season's coming up. They've filmed New Jersey again because it had been on hiatus for a long time because of how much of a mess the last one was, and they only brought 3 of them back. All the rest are new.
They don't want
Teresa's back. Teresa's one.
It has to be.
Teresa, Melissa, and Dolores. They got rid of everybody else. Everybody else is gone.
Look, I'm like,
because Dolores did well on Traders, and so she's still pretty popular. And so
if you ask me,
all the rest of them are brand new.
They asked me what show would I want to be on. What I had a person who came from that
Traders.
I was on.
You said Traders, yes. I told you this 100
I said Real Housewives of Waco.
Honey, I don't know if there's enough people to do that. Although I'm always surprised with what's the one they just did now? Rhode Island. And apparently it's doing really well. So maybe they will do Texas.
That's I don't know what that's about.
First of all, Mark, thank you for this. I knew actually about her riding a bull. I did know that one.
I didn't know.
Yes. And that's not the only thing that she has been forced to ride in her career, but that's another episode.
I am not going down with you.
So, but the funniest thing is with all of that, right? With the human experience, we're dealing with, and I know that those who are involved primarily on the technological side of things miss the opportunity to really double down on the human interaction side of things, because we get so focused on, I'm building this tool, I'm building this product, I'm building. And that's a lot of what we see AI being used for in some of the circles we travel in, because of either HR technology, recruitment-based technology, sourcing technology, all those things. That's great. It's the court part is really going to be in that human interaction, taking that tool that's been built and the application of it by people in the work that's being done. That's why it's going to go to court. We're not doing a good enough job of really helping people understand, hold on. Don't let this thing just do X. It's supposed to influence X, not be X, whatever it is, right, for you.
They're also not using it for efficiency. That's what everybody was saying was productivity and efficiency. That's not what people are using it for.
No.
They're creating more problems. They're creating more 100%. Work.
Yeah.
Like, oh, now we can have more reports. Why we need more reports?
When you abdicate your expertise to AI and say, look, you just will do it faster. Let me have you create the PowerPoint for this presentation that I need to do. Right. Let me just tell you to do. And then I just, get going with it. It's going to be more than just the, oh, Jackye made this with AI. Look, there's 6 fingers on that graph. Oh, ha, 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 ha. Okay, terrific. It's going to become other things. It's going to become, hey, look at that picture. That kind of looks like, because no one looked. It looks like Sue,
right,
in finance,
right.
And you're like, oh well, it wasn't meant to be Sue. Oh, what you've just said is, I didn't even look at this thing. I asked this program to do it for me, and now I'm pushing it out to the entire company, and Sue feels targeted.
I just listen. Even worse. I don't know if it's worse, but just mad.
That's just a simple example, but yes.
But here's the other thing to think about. Like the other day, I'm on Gemini. I say, oh, I'm having a hard time with this. And it says, oh, well, you should try to use that. And then I look at, this is a company that's also sponsored by, Alphabet. So the finance, they're just putting me into this cycle. I mean, the danger was when we had started to Google, which people don't even remember not having Google. Like we used to have to get in the car. We had to do real research, like the Dewey Decimal System. So, but when people Googled, you would go through the first page, maybe the second page. That was always the joke. Like if you're on the third page, you're dead. Like nobody's looking at you.
Nobody's doing that.
Now people aren't even doing that. They're just taking the first answer.
Which now AI is, Google has AI right at the top.
You don't realize that influence.
Yes.
I mean,
yes.
Is anyone who's on OpenAI say what's a tool for this, and it comes up with Lattice, and knowing the connection between Lattice and OpenAI, are they going to sue? Is that going to be a problem? If it doesn't work and the suggestion doesn't work, am I going to sue the organization because of the person who made the recommendation? I mean, somebody will because they want to make money, but
that's exactly right.
And that's the problem.
That's exactly what it is. Yes. Because who's going to have an easier time? OpenAI is going to have an easier time layering all of the back channel stuff so that an auditor who's trying to come in and determine what you just said is like, I can't make heads or tails to know, chicken or egg, which came first and how many, all of these layers. I can't figure it out, but I can figure out the fact that John used that to create this thing and didn't do his due diligence and put this negative sort of picture up of Sue, just happened to look like Sue, and blah, 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 blah. That's much easier for the state to be able to point out than to try to decipher layers and layers and layers of OpenAI. It is, and I could stand there all day long and say, but it wasn't me. It wasn't me. I didn't make it. I didn't do
and
it.
mark
Right.
my words, they're going to make millions. Because if you think the Epstein files are bad, what people are looking at ChatGPT, do not. You don't want that. You don't want that to come out.
Well, because you know that I just travel these down these rabbit trails as well. The someone in one of these like group chat things or group whatever they're called, asking about a policy for AI porn at the workplace. Now I'm like, well, first of all,
that's real.
Apparently, because I was like, AI porn. What are you talking about? There, yes, to what you just were saying. Like people are talking to this thing and asking it for images and all kinds of stuff. And again, it's not, at least as I understand it, it wasn't like just like what we would call a Google search for like those kinds of images. It's like creating these sort of look like photos of made up stuff, but it's super inappropriate.
Right.
And so they're like, I'm like, well, first of all, I mean, wouldn't the policy kind of be the same as whatever you currently have for?
You would think
porn, or I don't even know what policy. Like, please don't look up dirty things on the computer. There's your policy. I don't know what else do you
don't use it for personal use. Should fall under personal use, right?
I would think so, right? Unless you are a company that needs those images for whatever it is you're producing. Maybe you know that's what you do, but those kinds of companies are few and far between. So I just was like, my gosh, we've already like denigrated another tool to be used for, inappropriateness.
I think the answers are harder sometimes. Like
much harder.
If we went through your company, not you, but insert generic company, and looked at all of your policies to see if everybody's following those policies and if they've been put in every way, you're probably going to find out not. And you probably have to hire a bunch of people to do all the work, and then you have to make a determination on if you even want to start doing it. What's the impact overall? It's why so many people use bad contracts and old forms and learning systems. Like,
but here we have people that are taking the old contract, feeding it into whatever AI platform they're using, and saying, rewrite this, with more current language, up to date legal language, whatever is spitting out. That people are just then using that. They're like, oh, I got this. I asked it to update it. Look at this. It's all terrific. I've had attorneys that said, and then I read the contract that they've sent out, and I'm like, that's not correct.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah.
I saw a job. I applied for a job last week, and on the bottom, somewhere on the 3/4 of the bottom, it was really considerably long, where they were talking about the company, the role, and whatever. And it said, in order to be considered, put this on the top of your resume.
Yes.
And for all I know, it could be like, I don't even know if that's real. I mean, I did it because I was like, okay, because good luck. What are you going to do? You want to move to Waco? Do it.
Okay, I'll type it. Asian men are hot. Okay.
right. Yeah. All right. But
that's what you wrote. That
no. It was
awesome. I got to work for that company. Tell me who it was.
People are trying to figure out how to do that. Yeah, they do. People are trying to figure out these ways of doing it. I think it can hold people compliance, but we have to hold, I think, corporations like accountable for the things. That's going to be the challenge. I don't know what the balance is, but I just know that if we start looking at all of the contracts, all of the things that we have going on, and you're using it, I feel like we can use it for pay equity, but I don't know if everyone's going to use that.
Well, and so let's let's talk about pay equity for a second. But let me finish the thought on the contracts though.
Sure.
We're talking today about, can AI keep you out of court, right?
Right.
And so if you do use, which I think is okay, if you use AI to say, I'm going to upload our old contract
Right.
template, can you take a look at this and make any recommendations? And it
Right.
does.
Right.
The next step needs to be, let me call, Eric Meyer and have him take a look at this. Hey, Eric, this is, and Eric may say, you saved yourself an extra hour, of fee
Mhm.
for me. I made a couple of red lines. Otherwise, it looks great. You may have saved an hour of an attorney charge. And again, I'm not trying to take money out of Eric's pocket as an example, but like that may be, but you still had it reviewed by the eyes of someone who knows.
But here's
When
the
we
thing.
don't do that,
If
it's a
he says
problem.
that, if he signs off on it and it was
Yes.
wrong, is it his fault or is it the AI fault? He's not
No,
going
it's
to sign
Eric's
off
fault.
on it.
He may not, but if he did, just to your example, then
Right.
yes, then you have your communication from your attorney that said this contract is legally correct. Then you would go back. But Eric may say, if you don't, here it is back. Some of it was correct. Here's all the red lines that have to be corrected if you're going to use this. Then if I choose not to use the red lines, then yes, that is my issue. It's not Eric's then, because we've got correspondence. You've got that chain that says, here's the recommendations he made. You chose not to listen. Just like any other business owner right now, when I tell them, yes, him putting his hands on her chest that way is severe sexual harassment. We don't have to give him a warning. He's got to go. And the business owner says, but he's really good at his job. We're just going to keep him. It's in writing. Our team has given you what is correct, the right way to approach this legally. And if you choose not to and something else happens, you can try to come back and sue us. But I'm going to be able to say, well, we gave you all this. We told you this. We showed you what the law says.
I mean, but the problem is AI people, then the AI, if Eric then uses AI, like you write it in Grok.
That's true.
Updated it in Grok. And then
Eric's not using AI though. I want to make sure everybody knows that. Eric's not using Gemini. Eric is very smart. And if you don't read the employer handbook blog,
I'm just saying, not really Eric.
Fake not Eric. Really Eric. Ferric. Fake Eric. We'll call it Ferric.
He then goes and then uses another AI. I mean, that's the thing. It's battle.
Yes, yeah, that's true. Yes.
What I yesterday was using, I was comparing Claude and Cursor, two different things. They would go back and forth. They'd be like, "Oh, it's almost good, but make this suggestion." Then this one's like, "Oh, that's."
Do you tell it that this is from one when you talk to the other? Do you say? Do you let it know?
Sometimes I'm on purpose pinning them together. I want to see what's going to happen because I use different tools for different things.
Is that what they start?
Yeah, they did. Easy does it. Stay cool, boy. Real cool. There's a lot of people that don't know West Side Story. I mean, we're gonna do But First Copy the musical.
If you all don't know West Side Story, for the love of Pete, like just rent it this weekend. I mean, even if you haven't seen it on Broadway, rent the movie. Oh no, I'm sorry, I'm a classic.
Yeah.
Go to the old one. The old Rita Moreno in the first one.
Hands down.
There are no words. There are no words.
Well, I think I think we have lots of words. We use lots of words. Here's something that it was talking about.
You said something else I forgot. Sorry, go ahead.
I did. It doesn't matter. Because I want to talk about the screening. My, wheelhouse in the HR tech world has always been around talent acquisition. And the problem is there is bias. Like we were getting really close of understanding. There is bias logged into the system. And there's a different bias inside the humans. And so we can affect the bias that we know about, right? By implementing things, but we can't influence the bias that we don't know about. And it's because we have different experiences. I think, the movie Get Out is like the best example of bias and how your personal experiences have a different influence. I know it's my husband. Um, always. So when
Do
you're
you
looking,
want butter on your toast,
it
Todd?
was something like, I think it said something. It says, "I'm coming." That's what it says, something like that. Why I oughta. But the problem is that the reason I like Get Out is because at the end of the movie, if you remember Get Out, it was
I
about this
love that
white
movie. If
girl
you
and
haven't
a
seen
black
it,
guy,
y'all, you got to
and they
go
go
see
to
it.
the family, and then you find out that they're like kidnapping black people and like they put the black person into the white body, and the guy gets scared, he runs away, the police comes, and blah blah blah.
Flip that.
Okay, flip that. So whatever I said, sure. You go to the end of the movie and he's running away. We think he's getting away and the police come. And so I always like to ask my white friends, I'm like, when you saw the police, what did you think when you saw the police? And a lot of them were like, oh, I was like so happy for him because he was safe. And then all my black friends were like terrified because he's going to get killed. And it was like, we both sat and watched the exact same movie. And we both had and that's why Peel is so great. Like looking at these movies is so great. Why he's able to create horror movies, and through the lens of being black in America, it's still scary to all cultures, but the impact is different. Impact was different because of having different experiences. And so that's why it's so hard to explain to someone else who hasn't had those experiences when we're looking at the exact same thing. It's why people say things like, "Oh, we've got the same opportunities." No, we don't get the same opportunity. Well, I went to public school and you went to public school, so we got the same education. No, no, we don't have the same experience in reading the same words and living in the same town and eating the same types of food. We're not getting the same experience. And so it's harder to find and it's harder to explain to someone who thinks that it's not.
Well, and I think that you see this in age as well. So when you talk about adopting AI in the workplace, whatever that means, whether it's a tool that's external that you're bringing in that's, AI built, or how we get work done within our organization. I just was talking to someone who is in her 60s, and she said, Claude is my best friend. I talk to Claude all the time for all kinds of things happening at work. Now, I'm sure she does. I'm not doubting that. That's not why I'm saying this. But it's a very different experience wise. I'm fascinated by the prompts, and Jamie was talking about prompts behind the scenes here. I'm fascinated about the prompts that she's going to use because, to your point, she's influenced by her experiences, what technology kind of progression has been like for her, as opposed to the 28-year-old that she works with, who's prompting Claude as well and bringing experience, different kind of experience in, and a different comfort level to it as well. And there's no way around that kind of influence still being a part of what goes in. It's an input system, right? What's going into Claude's understanding of you is based on these things. And when we say things like, but Claude, like any other AI tool, I'm just picking on Claude at the moment, but it's really any AI tool, can decipher the racial differences you've had, the age differences, the gender differences. It can handle all of those things, and it's going to come back to you with a more holistic view of things. And when I hear that, I think, But who's determining that it's a holistic
It's
view?
absolutely not. Like, I'm waiting for, the thing is, when is, okay, you get your quarterly report for your shareholder report, and you're about to publish it, and you're like, let me just run it through really quick, through AI really quick. And it says, all of this is wrong. All of this is wrong. This is a lie. I looked at Slack. You connected Slack. That didn't happen. That is not in the plans. What
Well,
do
you
you do?
liar. That's what I'll say. You lie.
Because I'm a liar. Remember that song? It's a big punk rock song.
Well, but you brought up, and what we didn't say, I want to make sure that connected to this is pay equity that you brought
Right.
up. Like,
well, I added
right?
to yes. And the thing is, we have learned to gaslight ourselves in the last couple of years so poorly. Where, so I added the pay ratio, the salary to pay, the pay ratio from CEO to average employee on who do I work for? And I tell people, I'm like, did you know that the CEO makes 846 times more than the average employee? And people are like, no. Where did you get that? No way. It's like so it'll be interesting. People have convinced themselves.
Well,
They've
and
gotten, so when a lay person, if we're in HR, we're used to it. We've seen it a million times, and probably in finance. But when you report, like, these are what the salaries look like for the different roles, people don't believe you, or that don't believe the bias impact on those numbers.
well, and I think that this is where the education around pay equity is so important. Pay equity isn't that everybody should make the same amount of money.
No.
Right? It's not meritocracy. It's not that kind of setup. Pay equity is cohort based.
Mm-hmm.
It is based upon various truths. Level in the organization.
Right.
Yes, some years of experience for sure. I shouldn't say some years of experience. It may have to do with the narrowness of the cohort because of the skill set related to that particular cohort. There's all kinds of things that can factor in. But if you don't prompt it correctly from a multi-regression standpoint, the data is going to be skewed. You're just going to get things that are very flat, to your point, and you might look at it and say, well, the manager makes this, I make this, and I do as much work as the manager. So therefore, and you're like, well, wait a minute. I'm not saying that isn't true, that you don't do as much work as the manager. That's not what I mean. We're just looking at the data of the comp. You're trying to make the comp say something more than the workload, duties, responsibilities. That's another conversation. That's tough. If you don't prompt it correctly and mix all that stuff up, you're going to get skewed results.
That is going to happen. And you have to make sure. That's why every year we have to look at the job descriptions and the duties, not the job description from a public, I'm trying to recruit perspective, from the actual duties. And it's the only thing that's going to work in succession planning is actually knowing where the gaps are and what the skills gaps are. We have to put what the skills are needed to the duties that are there, and then make sure when we go back annually to do those reviews, we say, oh, this is what this person said they do.
Yeah.
This is what I thought they did.
Yes.
And you go back, and when you talk to them, you say, I need you to stop doing this. Why? Because we're not paying you for that. Or would you like
or we have to change your job to something else?
And be real, like, because a lot of times that means you might want to work in a different department. You might want to work for somebody else. If creating the spreadsheets is your favorite part, maybe we look at like data analysts or whatever. But you have to be realistic.
Totally. And if someone has to own that, and it should be HR.
No, AI can. AI can own. No,
I can't tell you how many times just a job description, you have a manager who looks at it and goes, yeah, this is, I'll even use it on the recruiting side. Yeah, this looks good. Go ahead, post, and let's find somebody. And I'll say, okay, yeah, sure. and then talk to 2 employees who are doing the job. And I say, take a look at this.
Yeah.
And honestly, if not both
You're
of
like,
them,
what
one
is
of them at least is
Right.
like, I've been here 6 years. This second bullet point I've done once in
Right.
6 years.
Right. You're like,
And
this doesn't even, we don't even do that here.
You don't. And I love, and I'll have a manager that'll say, well, yeah, but he told you he did it once. So I'm like, yeah, but listen to me. Some of it is not just about what's being done. It's the order that matters. That's a second bullet point.
And it's
if I'm
being
reading
fair,
this job description, it seems like it's happens more.
This is, people don't listen. So I don't know. Maybe you haven't gone to this class. I don't think people understand the reason that job descriptions, it's why I still have a class on teaching job descriptions. I don't think people understand the reason why all of this stuff and the conversation about bias and AI and automatic, whatever, because then you put that freaking job description and it's looking for that experience as it's doing the matching and the deciding.
Oh, yeah.
And then the hiring manager says, I don't really need that. Well, that person didn't have it, but we passed them.
Yes.
And they have another job that has a better job description. And you missed out on a candidate because you put a stupid sentence that doesn't make any sense. If you're using systems and AI for this, it becomes so much more important because now we have to be able to, because you can't then wrangle and change it later because now we have discrimination. Because I was qualified for the job that you had and I didn't get hired and you hired somebody else who doesn't have the skills and the only thing that's different, they're not even qualified for the job. Now we're looking at nepotism. Now we're looking at racism. Now we're looking at sexism, all of those things.
We do it. I mean, I'll raise the banner for our veterans. We have to know that statistically, it's like 9 out of 10 bullet points, if not higher than 9, that someone who comes from a service background feels like they have to match before they'll apply for the job.
Right.
If you have 10 bullet points, they want to match all 10, if not 9 out of 10, before they'll apply. Right. So your job description matters, or whatever you're posting, if it's the, not the full job description, because a non-military man, 2 out of 10, and that dude will apply. So your candidate pool is all skewed because of that. And you're like, well, I ran it through AI and AI said, these are AI is only taking the input. You fed it the job description that is outdated to start with. So you already have it skewed to begin with.
It's why we need humans to be able to ascertain. I know, cute, right?
Humans.
Can you believe it?
Oh my gosh, we're so good. And I have to go, and I'm supposed to be on attending a roundtable, a virtual roundtable. So I want to make sure I do that as well. But this was lovely. You're very smart. Just so everybody hears me say it once. I think this is my once a year. So I met it. You're very smart. That's it.
You think that, John?
Yeah, of course. Look, y'all, if you haven't looked at Jackie's tool, make sure you put that link in this chat, Miss Clayton, so that people can take a look at it. And I also want to thank everybody for always liking my posts.
That's
Blink.
Blink. Bye. Oh, and Cairo said